Good morning, media. Good morning, Plum. Thank you for joining us at this Hollywood Bet Sharks team announcement presser. And this is ahead of the game against Dragons taking place tomorrow night at Rodney Parade in Newport. The floor is now open for questions. Michael Monowick, followed by Nicholas.
Thanks, Novashi. Hey, Plum, I hope you're doing well. Um, you've only made a couple of, three changes to the back line. You've kept your pack intact from last week. Can you just talk us through keeping the pack intact and then obviously the changes and what kind of motivated that?
Um, oh no, just for sake of continuity, I just wanted to keep the pack working together. It's the first time, that locking combination played together. And same with the front rows. So for me, it was just important to give them another opportunity. Obviously, the back row is those three boys working together is I'm comfortable with. 9 and 10, we decided to change based around we just didn't really get our game going against Glasgow and attack how we wanted to. So that was pretty much because of a new nine and obviously Jaden playing out of position. But the elements in Cardiff on Friday night are going to be pretty tough. So we just want to go to obviously two players that know our game a little bit better. And then obviously Lorenzo coming back in there after having a couple of injuries in the pre-season, gives us just a little bit more speed in the wider channels. And Ed will playing fullback. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously losing Yale. When I looked at Ed will play before he came to us, even I thought that potentially fullback would be a good spot for him. Smart rugby player. Has got can kick the ball long, and is excellent in the aerial game. And he's 29 years old, so he's been around the traps for a while, so he understands the role from a defensive point of view in terms of working with the wingers. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicholas. Go ahead.
Thanks, Novashni. Hi, Plum. I just remember last year when you were discussing Lorenzo Julius, a lot had been said about his attack, but you mentioned you were quite excited to see him develop his defensive, his tackling. Have you seen a lot of improvement there since last season?
Yeah, oh, look, I mean, we know how good he is in attack, and again he's growing as well quickly. He's got some pretty good teachers around him, with the likes of Lacanio, Swayze Venter, if you like, so Andre Estes, and so he's had some pretty good tutors. So he's picking things up quickly. I mean, yeah, again on Friday night, it's going to be a lot of kicking. There's going to be a lot of rucks to hit. It's going to be a lot of defensive work in the tighter channels, I guess, depending on what the weather's like. But the physical side of the game is going to be pretty intense on Friday night, and Lorenzo has to step up to that plate just like all the rest of them.
Right, and then on Dragons, they did make their interim coach now permanent head coach, and they brought in 40 new players. How do you prepare for like a new look team like that?
Yeah, we had a little. They played the Scarlets earlier on this season. We have had a look at that. They've obviously played Ulster. We had a look at that. They've definitely strengthened their squad. So yeah, there's a little bit of a new look about it, but we do have a little bit of an idea of how they're going to play. So yeah, it'll be a tough challenge. They're playing at home for the first time. We've got to, I guess, meet fire with fire, if you like, because we know how passionate they will be in front of their own crowd, and we know what it's like here. They're playing away from home in this part of the world. So yeah, there's going to be a nice opportunity for us in terms of the intensity of the game. I would say physically.
Thanks and all the best.
Thank you, Mike Greenway. You can go ahead.
Hey, hi, Plum. I hope you're enjoying your return to Wales, your former home country. Plum, just looking at John Smith. he came through quite nicely towards the end of the Curry Cup. What are the attributes that kind of impress you about him and how he can run the game for you this weekend?
Yeah, I think just along with Jaden, I'd like to see him control our game, where, his decision making around whether to run or kick going to be important for us. And yeah, he's got the natural instincts of a fly half, which I really like. I think he, like I said, I think he played really well in the Curry Cup. But we know, this is going to be a bit of a step up in terms of intensity. He's going to get tested with the high ball as well when he's in the backfield. So it's a really good opportunity for him to see how much he's grown. In our Sharks environment over the last couple of years.
Thank you. Next question, please. Are there any further questions, guys? Can you go ahead?
Thank you very much, Navash. John, good morning. I hope all is well. John, World Rugby yesterday, I think you would have come across the communique regarding the 30-match limit for players. What do you make of that, especially with the kind of setup that you have with so many Springboks in your setup?
Oh, well, what did they? Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. What did they come out with?
They said that they're going to cap players to 30 matches per season with a specific, I think it's a 5-week break, 5-week off season.
So they're concerned about players' welfare
Player
around
welfare, yes.
match minutes. Did you say?
It's 30 matches, 30 full matches in the season.
Yeah, well, look, I can see why they're concerned. The calendar's pretty loaded, but it's up to us to make sure that we manage our group. We've got a strong enough squad that we can manage our players, because we can't afford to have these guys out in the field when they're tired and mentally tired. So all our coaches have got a responsibility to make sure our players are physically and mentally in the right state. And this is why you have to have in a competition like the URC, and especially with the fact that our players play in the Southern Hemisphere competition internationally, the load on some of our boys goes up a little bit. So we have to make sure that we look after them until that changes and we can fall in line with the Northern Hemisphere. That's always going to be there's always going to be challenges around that, and that's why we have to have these, this not just quality but a large squad.
And how tricky does it become? Then you actually mentioned the fact that we belong in the southern hemisphere, but we play northern hemisphere competitions, and then there's also international rugby. How does it make that balance ever more so difficult?
What, playing in both northern hemisphere and southern?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'm not going to say anything here that you haven't heard before. It's while they're resting, their season finishes, our boys are still playing. So the alignment's not there, but that's something that we've signed up for. So we've got to make sure that we manage our boys really well when they finish the international season, and that after Christmas, when it falls into Springbok resting, that they do get the break that they need. And we've got to now this is my third season here now, so I really do know what we're dealing with and how we're going to solve some of the issues that we've got. And we're slowly but surely doing that, so that if the calendar in the next 2 years' time is going to be the same, then then we'll have the squad that can cope with the load, and the quality in the squad that can cope with the load, and that's my goal. And not just mine. It's all of us. Neil Powell, Mike Horak. We've all got to chip in and make sure that we get the right people, and the right amount of players and the right positions that can and set up structures within South Africa that we can have a squad that can compete, right through the whole year, because those are the challenges all a coaches face in South Africa.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there a final question? If there's no final question, Plum, thank you for your time. Media, thanks for yours. All the best.
Thank you.